Hi everybody. In this video, I will talk about synchronous validation in Redux form. So in this example, you see that when you type your information here and you change your touch or your finger to another field, the arrow will be displayed here. So the validation process is saved in a JavaScript file, so you can it will validate all your fields at once. You see that it is some of the value you can define your condition of validation or criteria. So let's start with the previous lesson. And in this lesson, we see that we have a contact form, and the contact form is a container. We have some field, we have username, we have email address, and we also have the name. So let's use the name with lowercase for easier to maintain. So we have username, we have name, we have email, and we have two fields, and this is a validation process. So in this validation, we have an object of arrows. The arrow object will be blank if it is successful, and when it is failed, the arrow will contain data. So firstly, we have username. If the username is undefined, then the arrow.username will be the string to display. So we can check for len. The username len must be less than or equal 20 character, and we also set the value for email, the criteria or the validation for email. So what is this? It is a regular expression to validate an email. So we have the string here from A and Z or 0 to 9, and this is an email address form in the regular expression. I means that ignore case. Ignore case means it is okay with uppercase, okay with lowercase, and it is ignore case. So after testing this form, if it has error, the email string will be error.email string will be invalid email address. So when you touch to the text input, then the task will be true. So depending on the task, it will show the error with the error object. And we also have some of the property to here. We have on change. On change means that the function is called when user type text into this by runtime. So on change text props it is called when user type your text runtime here. When user type A, B, C, D, etc., the validation will be performed. After you leave your finger, and this is a form, this is a style for the error. If the task is true, means that when you have just touched to this and leave the value, then it will display to here. It is very exciting because you can customize this text. You can change the text color and styles, and this is a warning. So the warning may be yellow or orange color, and the arrow may be red. This is standard, so you can also change depending on your design. So it will change the task and the warning. The task and the warning has a value true or false, and depending to it, it will display the text element. It is a submit function. This function is called when the validation process successful. So you simply string define the file value to see the output. So you can clone this here by adding the submit arrow function to this parameter handle submit. So it will clone to this when it is successful. When the validation is success, it will clone to this submit function. And so you can remove this. It is not necessary. You can add it to the index.js, or you can add to the separate the form. And the contact form here now is a container, so you can add it into a provider. So remember this will call this submit function when the process is successful, the validation process is successful. So here you can remove this, remove the unnecessary code, but here you can add this validate. Yes, validate object. Where is this? It is a validate object that I have just defined it here. So it's very clear to understand, but firstly run your application, and after reload you can see that when you type your username here, you can type your username. The username may be a string, and run nd, and email here is my email, for example, at gmail.com. okay. So it is successful, but when you remove this, you can be false. It is false format, so it is incorrect, it is null. So what about warning? What case when we use warning? The warning is used when for example age here, I can add an age here with the type of numeric or number, and I define the object, the age validate arrow for age firstly. So the age must be not null, or must be a number, or must be at least 18 years old. So it is required, or it is error when you type incorrect. But what about the warning? Warning means that the value is okay, but you should change this. For example, this is the object for warning. So if the age is less than 90, it is okay. It's okay, but it is quite young. Yes, it is quite young, but it should okay. And you can add it to here before the validate, or sorry, after the validate. So we have one or warning. So the username here and the age here, I add a correct value, a suitable value, gmail.com, and age. What about age? Yes, yes, it is here invalid, and invalid or here. Yes, is arrow, and here it is warning. Yes, and it is correct. So when it is correct, you can press the submit button, because the process of validation is success. Okay, so it's quite clear when you want to verify your input form. And this is the end of my lesson today about synchronous validation. Thank you very much, but please subscribe to my channel for more exciting videos in Redux form, or download code in GitHub here.